Vienna, 1845. A city built on order, discipline, and silence, where manners are mistaken for virtue and restraint is praised as morality. From the outside, Vienna appears immaculate. Streets align with mathematical precision. Buildings stand proud, symmetrical, disciplined. Every gesture, every greeting, every interaction seems rehearsed, as if the city itself has memorized a role and refuses to deviate from it. Here, people are not taught to feel. They are taught to behave. Emotion is something to be managed privately, behind closed doors, away from polite society. Pain is endured quietly. Anger is swallowed. Desire is restrained until it becomes invisible. And in this silence, the city congratulates itself for being civilized. But silence does not erase truth. It only teaches it how to hide. Before I tell you what happened, you must understand who is speaking to you. My name is Mathias Freud. I am not a magistrate. I am not a policeman. I do not chase criminals through alleyways or pass sentences from behind a bench. I listen. In my time, listening is considered passive, even weak. Men are taught to speak, to command, to impose order. To listen is seen as submission. But I learned early that listening, when done properly, is an act of power. Because words are not where truth lives. Truth lives in hesitation, in contradiction, in what is said too carefully, and in what is avoided entirely. The mind does not confess directly. It reveals itself indirectly. That is where I work. I chose a path most men refuse, to sit with others in silence and invite what they have buried to rise. People come to me believing they seek relief. They believe they want peace, clarity, healing. What they truly want is permission. Permission to speak what they have never said aloud. Permission to acknowledge thoughts they pretend not to have. Permission to be seen, not as they present themselves, but as they are. I have listened to grief that never cried, to guilt that disguised itself as virtue, to men who convinced themselves they were righteous while committing quiet cruelty. And if there is one truth I have learned, it is this. Evil does not arrive announcing itself. It does not shout. It does not threaten. It does not wear a monstrous face. It arrives politely. It follows the rules. It smiles at the appropriate moments. This is not a story about a savage man. It is a story about a man who understood society well enough to hide within it. And about how listening, patient, deliberate listening, can expose what no eye can see. My consulting room was a reflection of my philosophy. It was modest, deliberate, devoid of excess. A single window allowed pale daylight to spill through heavy curtains, muting the outside world. A leather chair bore the marks of restless bodies. Fingers gripping the armrests, legs shifting endlessly. Shelves held notebooks filled with confessions that would never be spoken again. And always a candle. Its flame was steady, unhurried, strong enough to illuminate, soft enough not to intimidate. People believed this room was a place of healing, and often it was. But it was also something else. A mirror. Here, men did not come to be cured. They came to be recognized. Some faced themselves honestly. Others learned how to perform sincerity more convincingly. It was on a cold afternoon, one where winter pressed heavily against the windows, that Johann Keller first entered my office. He paused at the doorway, as if uncertain whether he was allowed to exist within the space. His posture was humble, his movements restrained, his voice calm, almost soothing. Johann Keller was known throughout Vienna as a good man, reliable, considerate, always willing to help. The kind of man neighbors trusted without question. The kind of man people defended instinctively. He sat across from me and smiled, not nervously, not awkwardly, carefully. And I remember thinking, some men smile because they wish to be liked. Others smile because they wish to be trusted. Johann smiled because he wished to vanish. Our early sessions were uneventful, too uneventful. He spoke clearly, articulately. He described his life as orderly, his emotions as stable. Pain appeared in his stories only as an abstract concept. Even when discussing loss, his voice remained unchanged. The smile never left his face. That was my first certainty. Johann did not feel as others did. The most dangerous men are not those overwhelmed by emotion. They are those untouched by it. Behind Johann's politeness lived something precise, measured, patient. A mask worn not to protect himself, but to gain access. As weeks passed, I began to write more. I noted not only his words, but their timing, his pauses, the moments where his stories aligned too conveniently with the city's misfortunes. Patterns do not announce themselves. They whisper. And Johann whispered constantly. His sessions coincided with